Welcome everybody, this is Taven the Caveman, and this is my Cave Art Adventure episode 4, where we will be continuing work on this diorama. But first, for those that were here yesterday, I would like to show you the end progress, or the end, I want to show you guys the finished project that I started yesterday here. On episode 3, I decided to give this old lady a good old shout out. There we go, let me turn this off. So yesterday's episode I ended up drawing Agatha Harkness from these old school comic books. You can find this image in this particular comic book. It is Assault on Armor City Part 2, the West Coast Avengers. Again, it's just a simple panel of, you know it, Agatha Harkness right here. And now I'd like to show you guys the actual drawing that I finished. Whoops. Okay. So y'all saw that. Why don't I present you guys this? And here we are. Here is the final product, I guess. The final piece. So yeah, this is what I did yesterday. I just wanted to show you guys that I did finish it here in those last few minutes. This is Agatha Harkness. I'm really excited about the show. I can't wait to see more of the Marvel Universe expand. Or I'll leave it like that. I got 2 images. Hello everyone. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. This is Taven the Caveman. I am going live to you, for you, on Roku TV through the DIY channel. So if you have Roku, please find me on the DIY channel. We can have a good time there too. You can also find me on TikTok here under Taven the Caveman or Cave Art Customs, and on the tubes under Cave Art Adventures. Alright, now that I gave you guys a little looky look at this, I will move on to this next project. I knew it was going to come out good. I really like this. I'm thinking of making some, I'm probably going to make a copy of this and have some prints ready to give out as gifts for people that buy dioramas from me. So yeah, that's what I ended up drawing yesterday. I really like it. And it's really big. Like, look at this thing. It's bigger than my head. Woo! Alright. Thank you for taking the time to admire that. If you are wondering, I do like drawing Marvel characters. This is Maestro. And an action figure did inspire this, believe it or not. That's right. What's up, Alejandro? Thank you for joining. Ronnie, everybody else over here taking the time to hang out with me. Just showing some art off right before I start working on this diorama. As you can tell, this is Spider-Man, looking a little, you know, looking spider-ish. I don't know. I had fun drawing some of these. These are pretty fun. And here's one that I freehanded off memory. We got Carnage. These are the kind of stuff that I like to draw now. My art style has changed dramatically in the last few years. Especially after taking a long break from art itself. I'm really happy to be, I'm just really happy to be painting and drawing again. It is a part of me that I missed, and yeah, just happy about that. But today's adventure is going to be touching up this diorama. I'm going to be working on the base part. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by covering this corkboard right here with the color, oh, Ocean Cavern. Didn't realize that was the name. That's a pretty cool name for a blue. Everybody that's joining me, thank you so much for giving me the time of your day. I plan on making some tutorials, more dioramas with you. We're gonna get into the thick of it. But once I start a project, you know, we gotta see it through. I can't just, you know, I can't just start a project and leave it half done anymore. It used to be a thing that I do, and I know it's something that a lot of us artists and creators practice. just out of habit because our minds are always buzzing with new ideas, and obviously we don't want to let those ideas go, but it's also good practice to just finish what you started. So that's what I'm going to try and do today, at least get as much as I can covered. I'll be adding a layer or two. Billy says, yes sir, what's going on? Nice to hear from you so soon. Yeah man, I try to reach people as they message me. I wouldn't want to be sitting there waiting for a reply, so I try to do my best about that. Thank you for acknowledging that. If you'd like, we can talk about what you had in mind. It's always good to get some of those ideas out and just you know, talk shop. I'm patient, no worries. Good, good. That is definitely something I was gonna ask for. At the moment, I do have, I'd say about 10, maybe 8 or 10 dioramas, or 10 people that are on my waiting list. If I could take more, I would. I am just currently swamped with all sorts of work. So the best way for me to get to you is by being able to finish some of those, so that I don't tackle too much work, you know. But coincidentally enough, when I do make dioramas or just start making them off the fly, they tend to go pretty quick. Surprisingly enough, this is the first diorama that someone hasn't claimed on my live yet. It really does go like that sometimes. I was making a diorama, I think 2 weeks ago. Well, I'm sorry, longer than that. And our good pal here on Roast Beef saw it and claimed it. And that's one way that I get rid of these. So if you feel so inclined to you know, ask about prices, ask if this one's free, to speak for, you're totally welcome. I am trying my best to be better at communicating my message to you guys. I'm not the best of speakers. I know I shouldn't be putting myself down, but I'm just being forward with you guys. I am trying. I am trying. Yo, Monsters and Monsteras, what's up? Thank you for the gifts, you guys. I really appreciate that. And for the shares. So, you guys can see what I'm up to. I'm just putting down the first layer of paint for this Diorama. You may be asking, what is a Diorama? A Diorama is one of my own creations. It's basically a diorama that if you flip and rotate the walls, you can essentially create a different scene depending on the combinations that you have on the walls. It doesn't necessarily have to be something so drastic, like let's say a cave and a warehouse are the two combinations that you're thinking of. Well, my goal with the Diorama is to be able to make that, like, you know, to mix and match them. So with the proper combinations, you can definitely create more than one scene for those collectors that want to save money on space, want to save money, want to save space, storing space, because if you know about dioramas, you know sometimes they take up a lot of space. So I try to create a way where we can cut both the cost and how much space something like that takes. Tap the screen, guys. Let's support. Thank you so much, Billy. I really appreciate that, sir. What's up, Gage? Good to see you in here. I've seen that one. It was awesome. Oh, you know, man. You know me, Gage. I'm just out here doing my craft thing. Everybody at home, I will have a project ready to present on Monday. Well, at least the list of stuff to let me start over. On Monday, I'm gonna have a list of materials that you're gonna be able to go buy at the store. if that's a thing you want to do. So you can follow along with me. I'll be working on it during my shows, so that you and I can make the same diorama together. There's some people that you know, have a harder time affording some of these. No judgment there. I understand the struggle, trust me. So why I'm creating this tutorial on Monday is so that for the people who want to make their own, have some sort of guidance about it. And I won't be working on that piece particular off camera like I do with my other works, with my other dioramas. So you'll definitely have me there to coach you through it. And yeah, that's gonna be next Monday's episode. Well, I'll provide you guys the list of equipment, of material, so that you guys can follow along at home. Look at that blue. That blue is definitely working for me. I really like it. It's the same blue that I'm using on these borders right here. Just on this half, I will be changing the color right here to something else. I'm thinking of a dark brown maybe. Sometimes I just wing the color palette, and I let the colors speak for themselves. If I really like the project, I always think that, well, I can just make another one with a different color palette. So I try not to get too attached on the colors that I choose for the first one, because if I make another one, that can always be changed, and that's pretty easy to do itself. What's this diorama gonna be? Gage, that's an awesome question. This diorama isn't gonna, it's still a diorama, but it's just gonna function, it's gonna function the same, but it's gonna have this as the other wall. So one side you'll be able to use as a gun rack for your collections, for your action figures. I'll show you that right here. And then the other side is going to be this, right? So this will be one side, and this will be the other side of the wall that you can change it to. The only thing that this side is missing right now is all the battle damage or posters that I will be adding to it. So it is gonna be these blocks and stuff, but it's gonna be decorated with, you know, with let's say wanted posters. Let's say, you know, like propaganda posters that you would see in comic books. Really, I just want to decorate it with all the different toy companies and comic books that I can find posters of, if that makes sense. I have a lot racing through my mind, so I'm trying to I'm trying to be organized in my thoughts too here. Retro Man, what's up, brother? That would work great for a Punisher diorama. Gage, that's exactly what I am making it for. I want the wanted posters to resemble all the people that he is, you know, like going after. And I also want the posters that I have put on the back to be Marvel related. This could easily be changed. Obviously, if I make another one, I might make it more friendly towards G.I. Joes or Cobras or Valorverse. Just because those are some of the bigger toy lines that we know of that have a lot of these, you know, have a need for an armory. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to make dioramas for the needs that I have. I have so many gosh darn action figure weapons. You know what they come with. And I don't like that they're just sitting in a little case. So I thought, hey, make a diorama for it, something cool that you can really enjoy. So that's what I'm going for. This next wall right here, I need your guys' opinion. Do you guys like these colors right here? More specific, these two blocks, these two rows. I like this beige color. I think I used the last color that I used as a coat was khaki. I'm thinking of leaving it like that and then just black washing it again and then calling it good, because I don't want to overdo it. I really feel like it's already, you know, it's got volumes with the colors that I've chosen already. Like they're popping, and that's what I want. The black or brown wash that I'll add is just to weather it. Maybe dirty the blocks more. That's it. Yeah, see? Okay. I'm waiting for a new figure to come out. Which one, brother? Retro Man, thank you. I appreciate any of that, all of that. Also, you guys, don't forget to check out Retro Man. Retro Man, if you can put down your hours for people to know so they can see them directly. I know that he is also a regular here on Roku. He's got his 3 channels going. He streams on YouTube, Roku, and TikTok here. He does wonderful work. He's a great spirit, and I couldn't thank him enough for hooking me up with this great opportunity. Needs to be more gray. It looks blue. Yes, that's the blue. That's actually what I was going for. I was going for a darker blue than gray, but you are definitely in the realms that I was thinking of myself. I have a lighter gray right here that is, I'm sorry, a lighter grayish blue right there that I wanted to add another layer. I'm just a really big fan of how this blue's popping. I'm waiting to come in. They make it pop. They make it pop, pop, pop. Make it dirty. I like that. It needs to be more gray. It looks blue. Yes, yes, yes. Just an idea. It's a good one. I'm getting the McFarlane 89 Keaton Batman. What's up, Greg? Good to see you around here, brother. Retro Man has just posted his hours. It is from 8 to 10 Pacific time, Wednesdays to Saturdays and Sundays, 8:30 to 11 a.m. That's pretty awesome. Once again, that's 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time, Wednesdays to Saturday, and Sundays at 8:30 to 11 a.m. Thank you, sir. And you guys can catch him on his channel. He posts retro movies. Sometimes I like to step in there and check out what he's watching. Definitely a good time. It's a blast from the past. Okay, so you were talking about a lighter gray on the dark blue, right, sir? Or a lighter gray on the khaki? No problem, man. And one of my buddies is working on a McFarlane 89 Joker to go with my Batman. That's killer. I love when customizers come together like that. Personally, I don't collect McFarlane action figures. Some of my followers might know this, but the one that's caught my attention recently is the Adam West Batman. That Batman is definitely gonna go in my collection, brother, because that guy looks too cool. The pose that they did with him. I had fun just looking at those pictures, and definitely got me into that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ready this. I got a paper towel here, nothing special. I'm gonna wet this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test this out. I don't have a tester piece, shame on me, but I am curious to see what it would look like with a lighter gray on it. And looks like I like it. I'm keeping it. Yep, I'm keeping it. Yep. So here I'm just adding a little bit at a time on my brush. I don't want to go overboard. I don't mind if there's spots that are a little brighter than the others. That's totally fine. But if you want to use the dry brush technique, all you have to do is you got to put some paint on your brush, just a little bit of paint on your brush. You grab yourself a paper towel and you brush the excess off, and then you tackle the spot that you want to paint. This way it's not too wet and it's just leaving the surface coated a little bit, and that's what I want. I want to do a little bit at a time, because it's a lot harder to take some of this paint off than it is to add little bits. little bits. We got some comments here. Oh, he has my collection too. Heck yeah. That sounds cool. Adam West is my favorite Batman. He is the only Batman that matters. But for real though, like, oh, Adam West, Adam West, Adam West. You guys gotta love that guy, right? I mean, he's just too cool not to like. So already you can tell the difference from the spot that I've touched up to the spot that I left alone. I do like the lighter gray. Thank you for that awesome suggestion. It definitely echoed my thoughts, and that's particularly the advice that I go for. So right here, I added a little bit too much. You can kind of see it, but like I said, I have my napkin ready, and all that needs is just a nice little brush over it, and it picks up some of that extra paint, which allows me to give it another go without worrying too much. I do, because it is a paper towel, sometimes it will leave some of the paper towel stuff, you know, like the thread of it out. What you do is just get another paintbrush, a clean paintbrush that you can just brush that extra stuff off. It's that easy to clean up as you go. You want to clean up as you go when you're using a towel, just because you don't want that extra stuff there. Okay, boom. And it seems to, yep, going the way I want it to. I was also thinking of adding a layer of the same color on the khaki looking textured blocks here. Something a little different. I'm not quite sure how I like it. I mean, if I'll like it. But here's the one worry I do have about doing this to textured rock. Retro Man, thank you. The issue that I have with doing that to textured rock is that it's going to be a lot harder for me to clean it up if I want to take some out. So I have to be a lot more sure than I am with these other smoother ones. But again, it's not the end of the world. If I don't like it, I can always black wash it and start again from there. But we are trying to move this project along, so I might force myself to like it. Because like I said, it's going to be that easy to just black wash it again. Or if I really, really, really like this project, I'll make it again in a different color palette. Because I can. Do one of the small blocks first. Yeah, not a bad idea. How about I go for this? So if we wrap around here in the corners, I'm also painting these corners. So how about I work with one of these corners, since it is a smaller spot for me to work on. In case I don't like it, it'll be barely visible. So let's check it out. Let's see what this color looks like. Okay, it looks like I'm liking it. I think I like it. I think I like it. Paint it like you like it. Sometimes I just dab it in a little bit anyways and then move on. If it comes up too thick, well, no. After doing this a while, you definitely start gauging how much paint to put on your brush so that the dry brush technique works its magic. And I do want it to match my the beams that are right here, just enough for your eyes to swim through the colors, you know, yeah, just enough so you can see some of the similarities in the colors, but not too much where it takes away from the other khaki and dark brown that I used on it. I'll show you what I mean. See, that's not bad at all. I'm digging it. this light coat of gray is definitely going to help these details pop, and they're definitely going to help your eyes travel towards the inside of the diorama, because we're going to have the same color scheme on the floor, at least one that it'll be shared with these colors. And I'm only going to use 2 coats for this one, because for these little bars right here that are more blue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are filling in the spots really well. And that's really what I wanted to do. The other day, I didn't do this in unison. I wanted some spots to be darker and lighter than the others. And the spots that were left over that were too dark is what I was going to hit with this third color, which is what you're seeing me do now. Because I still want to see the light khaki colors and the dark brown that I placed down here, but I don't want them to be covered completely. That's why I gave this third layer a chance by only applying it to the areas that are darker. Here's a better look at it. There's a few spots here that I do want to touch up, like right here. Like right here might be a little too bright of a khaki, so I might just change that a little bit. I also have to consider that I am going to put decals on it, like I said, little posters. So if it doesn't cover everything, if I don't cover everything with my paints right now, I can always rely on some of those posters to cover some of those spots up. That's just a little time saver. But for the time being, I do want to cover what I see, you know, as needed. And luckily, there's not too much of that. I think I did a well enough job to leave some space for all these colors to pop and mix. Yeah. And don't forget though, I'm still gonna add a brown or black wash once I'm done with this, so it does look more weathered. I'm a fan of some of these solid colors, but I really do enjoy a good weathering on buildings. It gives it that slight realistic look to it, and it gives me Toy Biz era Marvel Legends looks and vibes. And that's really a big inspiration for my art. This is why I like blackwashing, repainting action figures, because when I was a kid, the blackwashing that I saw on Toy Biz Marvel Legends was really one of the highlights of those action figures. You know, like I thought that was a really cool way to express their realism and keep it cartoonish at the same time. And that's really what I want to achieve. So now that I saw that I do like the other way, follow the dot. Hey bro, what am I working on? I'm working on the backside of this armory diorama. This is where my lights will go. If you want to see those, just let me know in the comments and I'll show you the lights. They don't have batteries on them, but I can at least show you what they look like. Thank you guys for following, for joining in, for the likes. We're at 1K likes. At 10,000 likes, I will open an action figure and give you a quick review of it. See if it passes the caveman tests. I am a fan of this color palette, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really like blues, so I try to find every way to use blue. I do like grays, and you know your boy likes brown, and because I'm brown. Just being a big old goof with this. How was your guys' anniversary, brother? I know that you guys look like you were having a lot of fun. So I'm expecting to hear good stuff. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw your video, it was it's really wholesome of you to post that, to post something like that. It was really cool to see you guys just smile together, and it gave me an idea of anniversary gifts. My anniversary is coming up on September 22nd, and I'm planning on making my husband something from the heart. And I think your video kind of sparked that thought into being, because originally I was just gonna buy him something, but I feel like making him something is gonna speak different volumes, because I haven't made him something in so long. I think he'll really enjoy that. So before that kind of happens, I think I might do something with you guys, but I'll have to figure out what, you know? I don't know if I'm gonna craft it or if I'm just gonna get something custom made for him, but he plays the piano. That's what you see behind me. This giant piano is his. I bought it for him on one of our I think I just bought it for him. I don't think we had a special occasion. I just saw the opportunity to buy the piano, and so I did. And he has written his own music, you know, his own lyrics and stuff. And I think it'd be really, really nice if I either got him some custom sheet music sheets that he can, you know, fill with his with the notes of his songs and lyrics. That's what I'm thinking of right now. That might change, but right now it feels like a good, like, you know, a good way to go. What are some ideas you guys get when you think of making gifts for your loved ones? Okay. This is the fourth layer of paint that I put on here. It started with black washing to cover all the nooks and crannies and corners, and then it went to two different light browns. One was, I believe, a light mocha, and the other one was khaki. And now I am using silver marlin to coat this, and that is so that these grays and blues can match what's gonna be in the inside. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is Taven the Caveman, bringing to you guys another cave art adventure. I started most of this project with you guys. I need to finish this before moving on to the next. I know that the next few projects that I do introduce to the lives are going to be projects that we can all do together at home. But of course, like everyone out there, we need some prep time. So next episode on Monday, we'll have that list of materials that you'll need to purchase or acquire so that you can follow the project at home and make your own version of it. Snoogans! What's up, Hakuto? How you been? You guys can find me on Roku TV through the DIY channel. You can find me in the tubes under Cave Art Adventures, and you can find me here. Wherever you are joining me from, I thank you so much for giving me your time of day. Right now, we're just doing some light layering before we move on to the next piece. I was asked earlier if I only work with Marvel Legends. Those are at 1/12 scale, or 6-inch scale is sometimes what we call it. Some of the scaling is kind of confusing for me, so I'm just gonna leave it at 1/12. Hakuto says, I need to get back into the seeing of things. Give me an idea to make and send and swing it to you. Huh. Wait, one more time? I need to get back into the swing of things. Give me an idea to make and send to you. And send to me? Ooh. Well, if you send me something, I might have to send you something. Huh. I feel like my computer is like running on like overdrive or something. Sure is getting loud. Okay, that is a light coat of what color was this again? Silver Marlin. Silver Marlin, that's an interesting name for a paint. Okay. And that's pretty much all I want to do to these back walls before I start adding either battle damage scars to it or the decals I was talking about. Okay, moving on to the last wall. Remember, we don't have to use so much paint on our brushes, just enough to get a little streak in there because we're going to do the dry brush technique. The dry brushing technique works great. You know, when it's great for weathering pieces. It's not so great when you want to cover a lot of space. So if you're trying to cover a lot of space, this technique can be saved for a different time. But if you're just trying to weather it and add you know, a slight touch of these other colors on it, this is the way to go. I said it earlier, it's a lot easier to add paint to these projects than to take it away. So that's why I work this way. I want to be able to gauge that it's okay to add, because I don't want to be frustrated with the struggle of taking paint off. Especially moving backwards, I don't want to use my wet towel and accidentally take more than the first layer, the fresh layer of paint off. So this is why patience is a virtue when it comes to these kind of projects. Oh snap! Mrs. Strost, how are you? Thank you for those gifts. Oh, let him cook! I saw that you enjoyed my my Unit X diorama. Greatly appreciate the compliment on that. You can always do black wash and white. Yes, sir. I was explaining earlier that I am going to add a brown or black wash. In fact, I'll show you what I will use for that. This here is my bottle of this is my bottle of brown wash. Now, I have a solution in here. I've added Dawn soap, 2 browns, and a lot of black paint into it. But this is what I'll be using to brown wash some weather my diorama once it's ready for that step. The soap, why I added Dawn soap into it, is because it leaves a bubbly residue that makes it look like natural weathering from, you know, from rain and from how, I guess, all the, yeah, I don't know how to explain it besides just proper weathering. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to cover the pieces that are darker, and I'm trying to leave some of that khaki and brown left in there. Josh B says, yes, I love your work. Thank you so much. I'm trying. I am trying. I definitely did not start with all this knowledge. It took me a couple of years to to really hone down what I wanted to do and how I wanted to express my art through dioramas. There's so many styles that people can go with. It really does depend on what you're more comfortable with. I personally like I really like a mixture of cartoonish looking stuff with a hint of realism, just like our action figures. At least the action figures that I collect. With that being said, I want to get into collecting different lines of action figures that are more fantasy looking and more cartoonish looking, and even more real looking, like Mescos. They're going to be the next level, you know what I mean? But for the ones that I do collect, I feel like I'm honing that style down to make it, you know, unique to me, so that people know what I bring specifically. But the purpose of buying those other toy lines is so that I can, well, get better at those art styles. Like, it's a whole different ball game making a diorama for a Marvel Legend than it is for a Transformer, and I would love to have enough Transformers to get a really good idea of how to make dioramas for them. Hakuto says, "I'm trying so hard to get out of this depression." I'm sorry to hear that, bud. It's why I've been gone. I understand sometimes taking a step back is the way to do it, just like in any good art project that you want to take your time on. I use alcohol to thin my wash, and it dries in a unique way. Very true, I have seen some of your work. Hakuto also says, same with alcohol as soap. Huh, I can't say I've tried that one yet. What's the best advice for someone starting out? Well, I'm not so sure. It really depends, I guess, on what they're trying to achieve. I would say have patience with yourself. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be too hard on yourself. Use your imagination, and that the first one isn't going to come out the way you expect it to, maybe. But if you don't give up, you're just going to get better at it. Always pick the good things that you like of your work and continue those, and improve on the ones that you don't. There is one of the things that made it hard for me in the beginning was that I tried to tackle bigger projects with too much detail for me to really cover as a beginner. There was things that I didn't know how to properly do, that I needed practice on, so I started making smaller projects that would help me emphasize those specific details I needed to work on. So I guess a lot of it is patience and being nice to yourself about it, and growing with your art. Don't stay stagnant. You need to continuously evolve so that you get better at expressing it in more than just one way. It's good to have your way, obviously, but again, I think all good artists need to know how to express themselves in different ways than just the one they like. It's like a musician, you know? I'm pretty sure an even better musician, a musician next to another would be better if they knew different styles of music. Retro Man, it's about exploration in the beginning. Learn about as much as you can before. Okay. Who made your Taven figure? Cause it's so dead on. Miss Cross has brought this action figure up. I'll show you. This is a custom action figure that a friend made for me. My friend Leon, I will definitely send you his profile on the DMs. I'll send you his profile, but my friend Leon made this action figure based on me, and I freaking love it. He's got my beard, he's got my glasses, the beanie that I normally wear that I can't find right now for the life of me. And he used a lot of great action figures to make this one for me. Can you tell what face he used for me? It looks dead on, but when he told me what action figure he got this from, I couldn't believe it. There's so many techniques. I make real people in custom form. Huh. Bologna, what's up? It's don't cut yourself. Okay, your answer is better though. Thank you. I specialize in real people customs. Oh, nice. Right now I'm making 4-inch Supernatural figures. That's awesome. I haven't gotten a chance to watch that show yet, but I hear really good things about it. It's about exploration, Taven, and expansion. Yeah, I think I kind of covered that. Wow, Peter Parker. Hakato, you are right. This is the Peter Parker 2-pack, the one that came with Med. Well, at least that's the Peter Parker that I have. I don't know specifically which one he used. Dross Beef, very cool. Don't know. Spider-Man figure? Yeah, he used the Spider-Man figure. He used a Hawkeye body because he's got the butterfly joints. And he used a bunch of tools. Like this is one of the Ronin swords. I don't recall where this hook is from, but whatever belt or utility belt he gave it is pretty awesome. And of course a jacket from a variant Loki, and the jacket arms from that same Loki. Aside from that, a lot of talent and love went into this, and I can tell, I feel it. This is my favorite version. The other caveman that I have is around here somewhere. I'll show you that guy once I find it. Hey, Peter Parker. Wow, I would buy one. I want Taven figure. If you do, we'd have to do a video where I throw my Taven and then, like I did with, like JR did with me. I'll throw my figure and then you catch it and then you throw it at Dross's collection. Yes, sir. I had a ton of free sculpts. Oh, cool. I don't know how much Leon is charging, or even if he is doing commissions, to be honest with you. All I know is that I am going to make him a diorama as a thank you. I'm a little too broke right now to give him the proper thanks that I really wish I could. But I believe, you know, giving him a diorama that I put as much time and effort into as he did to this custom will be equally feasible, if that's the proper term to use. What am I working on? Asks Running Lights. I am working on this Diorama. It's a dual-sided diorama that if you flip the walls around, it creates a slight different scene. And this is the gun rack area, like this is the armory version of it. And these back walls are going to be decorated with wanted posters and posters that you would see in a comic book or in a TV show. Dross Beef has a really good example of what I mean. For his, I looked up wrestling promotion cards, I think is what they were called. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the messages. So that it can, you know, match what was going on in his diorama. But that's what's gonna be going on the back over here. I just gotta finish painting it first before I add any of those posters, for obvious reasons. I don't want to paint around the poster, you know what I mean? So knowing which steps to take first is always something you want to look out for when you make some of these dioramas, you guys. Like, I'll tell you right now, I should have, well, I'll bring that part up. Let's not get too stuck in some of these details here. Yeah, Dio would be cool. Cool, thank you, Running Lights. I really appreciate that. I love when you guys take an interest in the stuff that I'm making. I know it's, for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and admit it, guys. Sometimes I don't stick around I'm sorry, sometimes it's not that fun to watch other people work. Sometimes I am in the mood to watch them work so that I can learn. But I am definitely there for that finished product. I just want to thank you guys who are hanging out with me during this process, because you know, it means a lot to me. Dreadquake, what's up, brother? I can't wait to see it. Hakuto says, I've got like 25 years of history on figures, forums, and custom cons. Oh wow. You get around to using metal dust in your paints? I don't believe so. I don't think I found a purpose for that, or really heard of that, to be honest. I'd like to see what that outcome looks like. Is that just like a texturing method that you have? And as I was talking, I added too much blue over here, so I'm gonna take some off and just dab my wet towel on it and get some of this excess paint off. Remember, the patience will... should have been a little more patient with myself there. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world, and like I said earlier, all you need to do is get a clean brush to help you brush off all the excess stuff that the towel leaves behind. And voila! I've successfully taken some of that paint off and cleaned it. No biggie. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to compare these two, because I really like the way this other one came out and I want to make sure that it matches. It looks like it's matching pretty well. There's no pieces that are too... I guess... Yeah, it's matching pretty well. And that's really what I want to do. Sometimes in the past I've accidentally given one side more attention than the other, and when you spin the diorama around, you can totally tell the difference, and that's something that I work to get rid of. I want unison. I want the paints to come in and you know, it needs to match. What's up, Fat Rob? How are ya? Metal dust and paint, and then heat it up to get that shine. Huh. I don't know if I want to do all that kind of stuff, but it sounds like a fun technique. It's an FX tip I got from Alien SFX. I might have to Google that just to see what it looks like. Pardon me. But I have tried the baking soda with paint before for different textures. That I did like. I'm going to clean this brush off because I need to keep it clean. It's a way to make artificial patina. Patina? That's a new word for me, bro. What's that mean? Okay, so since I feel like this is matching, I'm gonna leave this alone and move on to the bigger one. Here we go. Look for the Romulus Alien Blood clip on YouTube. Okay, that's a mouthful, brother. Let me write that down. I am always interested in learning new techniques. So if you guys have something like Hakuto here, I'll definitely give him a looky look. Romulus Alien. Alright. Oh, wait. Art technique. At least now I know what that will be. That would have been a really funny thing for me to forget the context of and just been like, what the heck? The green weathering you see on brass. Oh, okay. Okay, I've definitely seen a few ways to do that. I didn't know that was one of them. I'll definitely check that out. So back to the dry brushing here. Again, dry brushing is just wetting the tip of your brush with some paint, getting a towel like so, brushing off the excess, and then hitting the surface of the desired area you want to paint. It may seem a little wasteful. When I first saw this technique, I didn't really like what the steps were, because you are brushing a lot of the paint off and using whatever's left over, which made me feel like you're being wasteful. I don't like being wasteful, but it does produce some pretty awesome effects. It's a great way to just weather your working area, and you can always go back to that one blotch of paint you just used and take off as much as you can from there. So I've kind of learned to like it just because of the results that it shows. And again, we're just going to brush off the paper towel residue stuff. I love action figures. Hello! New video posted. Please check it out when you're done. You got it, Triple D. You're the guy with that giant G.I. Joe setup, right? Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, dude. You go hard on your dioramas. Action figures, what's up, brother? Useful copper, brass, rust, and corroded metal. Okay. Have a great day. Have a great life. Gotta get back to work. You're amazing as always. Mrs. Strauss, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't be picking on Mr. Dross too much. What am I kidding? Pick on him. Pick on him. Do it. Do it. Hakuto asked, what would you say to a collab? Like if I made a 3-foot tall building and you add what you want. Wow. That'd be a crazy collab, brother. That'd be a crazy collab. Huh. I think if you were a little patient with me, I have like 10 dioramas, 10 commissions that I have to work on, that are waiting for me to tackle them. I think after I get a few done, I will definitely give that a try with you. I don't know if you know how expensive it is to ship stuff, but yeah, just bringing that up because I know how much it might hurt in the future. It's like one of the least favorite parts of dioramas is the shipping. I make no money on that. That's not the part that upsets me. It's the part that costs so much to mail stuff like that. Personally, I thought the mail was free. Like, what? Oh, forgot to take off the excess stuff. It's okay. What's up, Retro? Where's that extra brush? There we go. You've seen my buildings. I have 2 full-size coolers and wait. Oh, are we talking styrofoam? I'm not the best with styrofoam. That's definitely something I would have to try out a bunch. I don't know I'll tell you like how I told the guy that wanted me to make something for his Hot Wheel collections. I personally have never made a Hot Wheels diorama, something of that scale, and that's just because, well, to be honest, I wasn't really collecting Hot Wheels stuff, right? But here's what I told him. I told him, give me a chance to make a few prototypes to test the waters out, see what I can make, and you know, because I want to be confident that I know how to use that material, how to make something like that. So I would say that I would need also your patience for me to work on on styrofoam before I really gave it the all, you know, because if we're talking about collaborating on a project, I don't want to ruin the work that you've put into it, because I would be entering into that realm as a novice, and I respect the work that people put into their craft enough to say, let me try it out a few times first before I really put my work on it too, because, you know, I want to impress. I don't want to be overwhelmed, and I don't want my work to be underwhelming when it's done. But if you can have the patience for me, I'll definitely work a few of them out. I'll have to explain better somehow. You wouldn't have to do much, just accents and aesthetics. I get it, it's your name and your work out there. Yeah, partially that, but, you know, I just don't know how to work with styrofoam. Okay. So, now that I've completely covered these other border, these details with that light gray, and the rest of this wall, the back here seems to be finished. I don't feel like I need to add more to it. What's up, Art? So that's how those are going to stay. And now that I let this part dry enough, I'm going to assemble it just to make sure that this is the color I want to leave this. So when I assemble this for you guys, we're going to start with this wall. I wouldn't want you to change the mediums at all. I prefer you do what's familiar and comfy. Thank you. I mean, no, I definitely want to learn to work with all sorts of materials. It's just, I guess I've limited myself to what I would do with that. Just like, there's this other creator here on Roku. His name is Michael, and he works a lot with paper. He calls his group the Paper Army. And I think that's pretty cool. Okay, see, that blue looks really good there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it that. I think I'm gonna leave the base like that. Yeah. Now what I do need to do is I need to touch some of these smaller details up. I'll show you guys right there. So the details I really want to touch up on are this right up here, where these corners. I need to fill that in with the blue that I used for this. So I need to get proper brushes. For you guys, it's painting in the top in the middle of this. Let's put the roof on it, just so we can see it. Pardon my movements. Okay. My goodness, these camera angles. Okay, so now you see the beams. I really do like this dark brown and blue in the back. And it's just, I like it. I like it. Cool. Guys on Roku, I'll try and move this up so you guys can see better. This is just such a big piece. I don't think I'm gonna fit it in camera frame unless I take pictures. So I won't bother with that part right there. And let's disassemble this. Whoa, 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 buddy, relax. Okay. Just Hawkinsow says, I love the realism in your palette choice. Thank you. Thank you. The grittiness is what I love. Alright. Random texture without uniform. That's not easy to do. You can always use a mirror to get distance between camera and object. I suppose you're right. I just have this angled in a certain spot that I'm trying to get this back over here. Oh shoot, camera down. Guys at Roku, thank you for being patient. Okay. Feel like that's a little better. Okay, let's have it like that. What's up, Transformer Toy Talks? I'm gonna move this down a little more. You guys don't need to see. Y'all don't need to see me. It's about the art. Okay. Since I've decided to leave this other base, I want to leave it black. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I want to leave the rest of this area black. So what I will do, where is my black paint at? Hello, Derek. Hello, Alpha Wolf. White, gray scuff marks. White and gray scuff marks. Yeah, I might go with some of that. I don't worry about the weathering part until those last steps. But that seems like a good idea. I do want this to be, well, this is not going to have all that clean look. But either way, I'll get there. Alright, so I am going to need some like black paint. I'm not using anything special, guys. We can find this paint at most Hobby Lobbies, probably Walmart, any place that sells some cheap paints. These are, I use this kind just for the black wash. What's up, Leon? Brother, you missed it. We got some people interested in your work. Mrs. Drost Beef would love an action figure. I'm assuming she'd want a custom or something. I don't really know if you're making customs for people right now, or if that's something you know. I don't know your business like that, but I did just name drop you to them. Hopefully this goes your way. I swear I didn't. I wasn't speaking for you, but I did tell them I would let them know who it was that made it. Because a lot of people are really digging this Taven custom. Okay. You know, the other way that I wanted to go about this, which I just remembered for some reason, is that I wanted to paint this metallic silver and then airbrush it black so that it can look like a metal floor. I'm not talking about this piece that's blue. I'm talking about the black border around it. I don't really do commissions, and currently my oldest son is visiting, so I'm trying to focus on him. That's 101, brother. You're doing it right. And I'm making some customs for them also. Oh, you are? Of your... That's awesome. Bro, you're so good at what you do. And to think, I used to pick on my cousin for destroying his action figures and making new ones out of them. And now I'm over here, like, looking at ways for me to do it. But yeah, just wanted to let you know, man, a lot of people are really interested in that in that caveman. And I'm assuming because they might want customs of themselves or whatnot. But I will definitely pass the message on respectfully. I won't, get on their case about it unless you want me to. I will be aggressively nerdy about it. Lokon, what's up, brother? Are you having a good day? Are you resting finally? And I love seeing it in your videos, man. It looks like it's getting well loved. Yeah, I got the caveman hanging out with my other figures too, but I'm thinking of bringing him in into some other videos. I just gotta create the story for him, But yeah, dude. Ever since you made that action figure, I'm pretty sure I've been playing with him a lot more than all the other ones. I might be a little vain or conceited or something, but it's just such a good action figure. Again, I'll show you guys what he looks like here. Turn this light down a little bit. Yeah, he looks so dope. I have a comment on my YouTube. Sorry about that, brother. He said, Alpha Wolf says, you should do a Deadpool themed diorama. A Deadpool themed diorama. Yeah, I love that. It's all good, bro. I'm kind of odd position with my art. Oh, okay. We talking artist block? Because I've been there, brother. Usually when I have an artist block, like when I don't know what to make, I'll get on my video games, preferably Call of Duty, and then I'll just ignore the objective of the game so that I can walk around the map and like take screenshots of really cool architecture there, and I'll be like, hey, that looks like something I can make. My teammates hate it when I do that. Like it's all just freelance. Hey, right on. So freelance, like it's just like for you, or you just kind of do what projects do you want to work on? There is a certain pressure of making somebody's custom diorama for them on because I've been asked to do stuff, for like the very first time. Like the very first time, like a caveman. I've been asked to do first timers, like my tournament of power that not mine, but the tournament of power that I made for Pages in Plastic. That was a challenge. And looking at it now, I would definitely make it in a different way, like completely. But that is, I guess that's the wiggle room with being a first, right? Is that you get to learn from that and improve. I don't want to sell art full time, even though it would be fun. It would also be taxing in ways. Oh, I feel that. I enjoy just making whatever I want, to no deadlines, no expectations, Definitely. I do love the freedom, the artistic freedom that we get when we're making personal projects. I just want to inspire, I think. That's gold right there, brother. Alpha Wolf says, what other apps are you on? Thank you for that. I am on Roku TV right now, live in the DIY channel. I'm also here, you seeing me on YouTube, and I'm also on TikTok. Okay, now that I've layered this with some more black, there's other spots that I want to touch up with black here. I really think you have inspired a lot of people, though. If not for them to make projects themselves, but directly with the projects that you have handed out or, you know, given, sold and all that jazz. I wasn't making skits with action figures until I started playing with the one that you gave me. Like, I hadn't been playing with action figures until I got yours. In a way, you inspired me to embrace my imagination again, and that's baller. You know what I mean? Not that you need the confirmation or anything like that, but you're definitely inspiring. And if that's the goal that you have as an artist yourself, I think you can definitely reach high places with that attitude. So more respect to you, man. I gotta go, brother. Thanks again for the love and the shout outs, man. No problem, dude. You're awesome, brother. You have a great one. Enjoy the family time. Alpha Wolf, I will check that out once I get offline. I have had people tell me the same thing, so I'm wondering if there's something on my side of TikTok or what's going on too. So I apologize for that, but I'm glad that you can see that you can catch me on here through YouTube. I tried reporting a bunch of issues to TikTok the other day, and they kind of just stepped around the issues I was bringing up. And it made the way my TikTok worked actually a lot more harder for me. So I'm wondering if I'm just like in TikTok jail or what's going on. Yo, Super Saiyan Evan. What's up, crazy? Thank you guys for joining me, by the way. I am here on Roku TV. I'm also on YouTube under Keyboard Adventures. If you'd like to check me out there, you will get a different point of view from Roku and YouTube, just to let you know. '90s animation nostalgia. What is up? Booyaka, booyaka. Oh, what is it, the thing you say? I think I just did the Rey Mysterio thing. Okay. I have given this enough attention. I need to move on to a different piece. I think I'm going to glue the bolt heads onto the ceiling part. Now you got me thinking about a Deadpool diorama. Are we thinking comic book Deadpool, or are we thinking MCU Deadpool? Are we thinking specific scenes? Like, what scene would you want to capture Deadpool in? Is he playing video games with Cord? Is he out getting tacos? Is he at a bar with Wolverine? These are the questions I need answers to. What's my thing on Roku? It says it's private. Alright, well that doesn't sound right. It is under the DIY channel. You have to go to Roku Home search page, look up the DIY channel. You'll see something that says, I believe it's a white and black logo. Then you have to add that to your home menu, and then from there you should be able to find me streaming right now. I believe, who was it next? I think shortly after me, Retro Man is going to come up after me around 8, so don't forget to check his stuff out too. He watches all of the great movies. I wish I had some of those older movies that he has, because sometimes you just need that blast from the past. Alpha Wolf says, comic book Deadpool. Okay, I see you, boo. Okay, now that I've used up all my black paint, I need to let this dry. So I'm going to move on to this part of the diorama. Oh no. So now I'm going to move on to this part of the diorama, and I'm going to get my maracas. These are actually googly eyes that I primed and painted silver, so they look like bolt heads that I will be using to detail these I-beams. Dreadquake, thank you for hanging out with me. Whew, had to drink some water. It's getting hot in here. We are at 422. It seems like we're not gonna get to the 10,000 likes, so I guess I don't get to open toys. I don't know. I gotta do better, I guess. Okay, I do have some excess black on this brush that I want to just go ahead and touch the top of this part with it. There we go. I'm gonna leave this to soak in water, and I'm gonna find my glue. I gotta use a glue. Here we go. What I'm gonna use is my E600, my E600 glue to glue some of these bolt heads to these extra pieces you see right here. And they're all kind of scattered around. There's 3 on each side of these I-beams, so I'm going to need two of these bolt heads per spot. I just need to, there we go. I need a very small tip. Where I'm gonna get a toothpick. So the reason why I'm getting a toothpick right now is because I'm going to need to glue these little bolt heads, and I don't want to use excess amounts of glue. They're so tiny that all I needed to do is just get the tip of my toothpick, a little bit of glue, and it should be enough. I'm not trying to go overboard, you know what I mean? Jelly bean. So as I push some out, let's see. There you go. There you go. Cool. Thank you everybody that is joining me right now. I definitely need some. Okay, so I need some tweezers. Okay, and here's the work that I'm doing. Just, oh my goodness. Okay. With a toothpick, just use enough glue to cover the back, the base of that. I'm gonna put one right here. And then we're just gonna move on from one to the other. Again, this is one of those tedious parts of dioramas. There are a lot of details go into these. Having the proper tools always makes it go faster and easier. I know it's a little time consuming, but you want to do it right, you gotta be patient. With the process. I think my hands are just way too big sometimes. Okay. What I really should pay attention to here, though. Okay. I might. You know what? Thinking about this now, I might change my glue. Even though this foam is protected by 3 layers of paint, I don't want to run the chance that this glue is going to eat through my foam. So I'm going to change gears here and change the type of glue that I use for a more foam friendly glue. One that won't eat away at the material. So, what glue am I going to use and substitute over this? My handy dandy tacky glue? As soon as I find you. Tacky glue, where are you? Huh. Let me check behind my work area here. Yep. I left you around here somewhere. Tacky glue. This is probably my favorite glue to use, you guys. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it is my favorite glue just because, one, it's odorless. This is this tacky glue. You can find this at Hobby Lobby, at Walmart. I believe even the dollar store has some of these. They're very small, smaller containers anyways. But tacky glue is what I'm going to use because I know that's for sure not going to eat up the foam. And that's pretty important at this part of the diorama. It said it's private. What's your thing? Comic book Deadpool. Comic book Deadpool. Because I'm going to be using the tacky glue, I think I'm just going to add a little dab instead of use the toothpick. What's up, Grimlock? I went on your TikTok and it said it's private. Yeah, I saw when you said that, and like I said, I'm gonna have to check what's up with that. We are 30 minutes away from the show being over. So I'm going to try and move a little quick with this part. And dab some glue on the spots that I need before I get some of these out. And it's really not that much, it's just I need a little droplet so I can place these little googly eyes. Okay. And I'll need 6. And it looks like I might have even added too much. Tips for a first diorama for figures. Well, use sturdy material, be patient, get a reference shot. What kind of tips are you looking for? Because I can really talk about that forever. Make sure you know what your measurements are that you'll need. Try dedicating your first project to an action figure that you really like so that you're that much more into it. You gotta have fun. Like what to use? Oh, sure. If you got a pen or a good memory, let me know when you're ready, and I'll go down a list of stuff to use. I'll start with this though. You need to have some fresh tools. Like, make sure that whatever razor you are using, I'm using these X-Acto knives to cut some of my pieces, you know, that I need to, for whatever reason. Always make sure you have fresh blades. Using a dull blade will make it to where the details, you know, and I'm sorry, if you use an old blade, it's going to cut your foam and it's going to drag and it's going to look bad. What kind of foam? You want to use XPS foam. XPS. XPS foam can be found at Lowe's. Lowe's has the green stuff. It looks like this. At least this is the color. If you go to Home Depot, they have the pink stuff. It's the same material but pink with the Pink Panther on the back. Also, make sure you have a long ruler. You can use a yardstick. It's what I use. I have a yardstick because the size that these come in are 24 by 24. Make sure you use that ruler. Have a sharpened pencil or a pen, that's fine too. And start small. Start small so that you get, well, I don't know the extent of, you know, your journey into diorama making. If you're going to continue making them, and this is your first one, start small so you're not overwhelmed. Work on one detail, on achieving one detail, and getting good at that before you tackle a big project, because it can be overwhelming. You can use base paints to do a black wash. I use stuff like this. This is pretty cheap. You can find this at a dollar store. I'm sorry, you can find this at a Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Target. If you need to texture anything to make it look more stone-ish, like a realistic stone, here, I'll just point to this. Do you see the difference in the texture on this wall? I achieved this by sanding the work area right here. I sanded this. I also sanded this, right? But what I did different on these two blocks, these two rows, is that I used a rock to texture it. I just rolled it over it and made sure I stayed within the lines. That's how you can texture it. So you're gonna need to find yourself a nice big old rock, round rock that you can roll over the foam, and a sanding block. I'll show you here. Don't use this tough of a sanding block. Use something in the middle there. This will take too long to sand with. This will take too much off. This one's just perfect. The reason why you want to sand is so that your paints stick better. You'll be able to tell the difference when you paint foam that isn't sanded. There's a coat on the foam that will prevent the paint from sticking as well if you sanded it off. I'll show you guys here. This is the finest grit. This will take too long. This one that's a lot rougher will take too much material off, and this one will do the job just right. You gotta find that medium sandpaper. That'll help a lot with your paints. I also recommend this tacky glue. If you use this tacky glue, it's odorless. It works pretty quick. It gives you a slight it gives you a time limit where you can wiggle stuff into place, so it's not going to immediately glue it like super glue. There are types of super glues that will eat away your foam. This tacky glue will not eat away your foam. Tacky glue is your friend. I have E600 glue right here. I used it on a small spot, but that small spot had protection over it. It had like 4 layers of paint. Normally, if you put this kind of glue directly on foam, it will eat the foam away. No bueno. I feel like those are a lot of tips for beginners. If you want some more, let me know. I'll try and be more specific about whatever you're curious about. What's up, Arthur? Did you beat that game yet? By the way, thank you for that awesome question. No problem. Always glad to help. I'm just gonna use these little bolt heads. I need my tweezers because I got big old sausage fingers that aren't allowing me to work the way they used to. Gotta use my tweezers here. Okay, come on. Hey, Leon, are you in here? Oh, nope. Alright. So, like I said, this glue gives you wiggle room, gives you a little time limit before it dries completely, so you got the chance to wiggle stuff into place, which is what I'm doing. I'm making sure that these are as aligned as I can make them to the middle. You may be seeing the extra glue there. Yes, I will dab a little less next time, but not to worry, this glue dries clear, so you won't be bothered by it aesthetically if that's something that would worry about it, that would worry you. You can always take some of it off by just scraping it off with these tweezers. Hello, Barry. I need to get my boombox. That's right, I said boombox. I see you. Witness me. Alright, now I gotta move on to this I-beam, and again I'm just barely gonna put any here. Just enough so that the bottom of those little eyeballs will fit. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just enough. Boom. Whew. And now I'm gonna need 6 more of these. I'm glad I made so many. I would have sucked to have to, you know, go individually about it. Okay, so is that 6? That is 6. Again, to make bolt heads, all you need is googly eyes. You need some googly eyes, you need to prime them, and then you need to paint them the silver or whatever color you're planning on making these. But that's pretty much all there is to it. You prime it, then you paint it the color to match whatever project you're making. What's up, No Name? Senor Misfit. This one needs to go a little higher. There we go. Okay, so now I can move on to the other side. bow, 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 bow. Alright, so I'm gonna need 12 more of these. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, get it. Uh-oh. I'm getting notifications. I thought I turned those off. Okay, got 3, 6, 3, 6, 9, 12. Right on. Alright, now I can move on. Can I move on? Dang, I got Michael Jackson stuck in my head. I walk the lonely road. Alright. I know, this is one of those detailing moments. Just the smaller details sometimes just take forever, but trust me, at the end of these projects, it's really what makes the thing pop. You know, whatever you're working on, like they say, the devil's in the detail. And sometimes just adding the perfect amount is all you need, you know. I've seen some of the most impressive diorama like creations out there, and they are packed with detail. Packed. And I asked myself, dang, like, is everything they own that detailed? To me, because to me, a diorama has to have just enough detail. If it's over detailed, I feel like it's kind of leaving the realm that it's meant for. Like it's like giving a stick figure. It's like putting a stick figure in like a giant mansion that's just covered from head to toe. But then like, you know, that character is just out of place. You know, if there's too much detail, you can definitely tell that, like, oh, okay, maybe not use such a cartoonish figure for this overly detailed diorama. I feel like the diorama has to have a happy balance of detail and you know, attention to it. And sometimes when it's just filled with way too much, I'm just like, bro, that's not even like, it doesn't even fit that world now, you know? Like, I don't know. I've seen some creators that just stack details on it, and I really respect it. I really do. It's just the way that they fit with the collection that they're, you know, intended for. It's just a little like, it's a little too much, you know? These are cartoonish action figures. I want my dioramas to look cartoonish with a hint of realism, which is what I try to achieve. But that's just my preference. That's the style that I'm going for. If I really wanted to drown something with detail, I would probably use my 3D printer more. A lot of people are using that, which I totally respect, because it's not the easiest thing to master. But at the same time, you know, like, sometimes less is more. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Oh, so we see 3 little dots. I need 3 little bolts. No name. I don't know if you're still in here, but I remember that time that you asked me about tutorials on how to make a alley. Specifically those brick walls and stuff, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you heard me on last time I was up here. For next week, on Monday, I'm gonna have a list of materials people can buy so that they can work on a diorama at home with me. And I'm going to do a simple alleyway. Whoops, lost one of the eyeballs. I'm gonna do a simple alleyway. We're gonna start something small that I feel like everyone's going to be able to follow. So if you wanted to get some stuff, that's what I'm going to be working on, and you can work on it at home with me. If not, you can always find the videos on YouTube to go over, but partially thought of you when I was putting that together. You know what's funny? I don't know if you can hear it, but this is definitely shaking. Those eyes around. Googly eyes to the rescue over here. Oh man. Okay, we're going to add 3 more blocks right here. Just making sure. Alright, those look pretty uniform. Let's check over here. So I want these sides to match, right? So we're going to push this one up a little bit, this one towards the left. I said left, other left, there we go. This one a little lower. Now let's do the same to these. Oh, actually these look like they're dead on. Alright. Cool. Jordan, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining me, man. I got 6 minutes to go before I call it a day here. But if you were wondering, I was just putting some bolt heads on these I-beams, and already by pulling this back you can see them pop in there. I like the way they look. Looks cool. I'm satisfied. I'm sure I'll find other areas for these to go on. Looking good. Thank you, sir. I'll definitely post an update picture on TikTok and on my Instagram, just so that people can see what they missed. Okay. So I'm going to add 2 more in these little spots that I just dabbed the glue on. I'm going to use my tweezers. So my dog never hangs out with me in here. I feel like she's either hungry or she has to go potty. What's up, bro? You just chilling? Okay, cool. Okay, just 2 more little dabs. And there we go. I need you, babe. Bow, 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 bow. I got you, babe. Just gotta line these up a little better. Yeah, that looks better. Cool. And maybe move this one a little more over here. There we go. Cool. The bottom side is done too. Alright. I'm enjoying this, guys. These projects obviously speak better when they're complete. I am this much closer. That was going to be one of the tedious things to do. I'm glad I got it over with. Next thing on this bad boy, I think I want to weather it with a little bit of rust, not too much, but just enough for it to actually match the browns that are around the walls. Really quickly, this is the inside wall, this is the outside wall. I want to give it a rusty look on some of these I-beams, not too much, but just enough where the brown can, you know, match the aesthetic from the outside of it. And yeah, this is how far I've gotten. Really happy with this work. I'm gonna have to put in some hours off of camera so that I can finish this. But yeah, I am down to 2 minutes. You guys, that's 2 hours hanging out with me. Thank you guys for being here. It is about time that I say, oops, sorry about that. It is about time that I say goodbye, and I will be back on Monday with a list of materials for the upcoming project that we can work on together. It is going to be a very simple alleyway that people can make for themselves at home. A lot of people have been asking about it. A lot of people ask for alleyways anyways, so I want to make things easier for those that can't afford to buy one. It's going to be a lot cheaper to make it, and with your patience and the right tools, I'm pretty sure you guys can tackle this project yourselves with me as I guide you through it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me here. I had a few people on YouTube. Hopefully there were some people on Roku. I'm glad that I saw all my buddies come in and support here on TikTok. Thank you guys. Hopefully next time we can get to those 10-20,000 likes so that I can unbox some action figures for you guys. That is one of the goals that I like to do. At every 10 I'll try and unbox a toy, and I think I said at I don't know if I want to do this or commit to this one, but at 30 or 40,000 likes I'll start painting with my beard. I'm talking myself into it. It would just be funny, I think. But again, thank you guys for joining me. This is pretty fun. Next time I see you guys will be on Monday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time on Roku, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find me at Cave Art Adventures on YouTube and through the Roku TV streaming station on the DIY channel. You just gotta add it to your menu. You gotta add the app to your menu, that's all. But again, thank you guys for joining me. It's my time to clock out. Y'all have a great day.